chat manager, and I'll read shit out to you if you like.
Looks like it's going live.
Alright. I'm not seeing it yet, but once I see it, I'll let you know. You want me to do the intro, or are you doing intro?
I'll let you do it.
Okay. I do my thing.
Okay, I'm on full screen, so in theory that should be what we're seeing here, people. If you're in here and hearing this, we're trying.
Oh, hey, you know what? It looks like we're live.
I don't know if we are or not.
I see it.
I'm stuck in like a loop.
I see we're live. I see some pretty epic looking Magical Coffee Hour imagery.
Oh crap, people, we might have a problem.
Go back to your Discord. That's what your problem is right now. You're not on Discord.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Hey, why am I the only one on here?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Make sure you double click your photo. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Magical Coffee Hour. If you have not seen Magical Coffee Hour over on Twitch, well, aloha. Here we are. For everybody who is new to this is where I have all the questions in the world coming from a pop culture perspective, and Drake answers them. So, for everybody, hi, I'm the Linda, also known as Caffeine and Chaos over on Twitch. Here on YouTube, I am Linda in a Box. That handsome fellow over there is Drake, the Working Dragon Mystic. What's up, Drake?
Almost forgot to put my headphones in.
Aw.
It's like every...
You will be missed. Merrick, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Merrick!
Also, welcome Merrick's buddy. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Also, super excited to be over here on YouTube. This is a brand new experience for me. I haven't done a YouTube live before, so
well,
hey guys.
I've never done a dual one, as you all can see by the crappy startup and me forgetting to click about every button that could be forgotten.
And don't worry about taking it easy on me, because I'm probably going to abuse all of you, especially with Drake. I love abusing Drake. It's my favorite hobby.
That's why she agreed to this.
You're the one who agreed to it. I just said, hey, let's do this. So anyway, since this is kind of a different stream for Drake on his YouTube channel, on Fridays usually he does his ramblings on what he's doing with his magical work. I'm here to ask him a bunch of questions that are in regards to pop culture, and he's going to answer them. It's a lot of back and forth. We love taking questions from you guys as well. We typically have a topic picked out. However, because a lot of people who watch him and watch his videos previously have not seen the live Magical Coffee Hour, I figured we'd go over a few of the topics we've done in the past and go over some of that content. That over there is Lilith. It's a cat butt, as you can see. So, anyways, Drake, you want to throw anything out there before I start hounding you with questions?
No, just a heads up. If y'all do have a question, drop it in the chat. Currently, the way the setup's working, my chat thing, I can see it, but responding's difficult. So, Linda will probably be reading, and if anything needs typed, she'll be doing that. But by all means, if you have a question, no matter how random, feel free to ask, especially during Magical Coffee Hour, because, well, as Linda said, she is Caffeine and Chaos, and she brings the chaos. So this will actually, if it holds suit to the other Magical Coffee Hours, this will get a lot more random than the ramblings usually do.
What's up, Anadonia? Yeah, you didn't sleep through anything, and we're here to wake you up. So grab some coffee and enjoy it. I don't know if that was even English that I just said, but hey, look, there's a cute cat behind me, so I mean, you guys can't get too mad, right?
Yeah, get used to the cat. It's a staple, and Lilith tends to show up everywhere for this time.
Lilith shows up. There's also Nellie. I've mentioned Nellie a few times in comments. This is Nellie. She makes appearances. It's just kind of her thing. So anyways, first off, magic. That is magic with a CK, not a magic with a C.
Hey, Peachy!
Is there Peachy in there? Hey, Peachy.
I see a Peachy.
So first off, our very first podcast that we did together.
Oh, Lord.
Was What is Magic? So we're going to go back to that. We're going to start from the Stone Age back in November. We started this off in November.
Yeah, the first one didn't record.
We weren't going to talk about that. Drake's mom.
I got bored again.
There's a reason why we were a couple minutes late, aside from the, Oh, Ani! Okay, hey, hon! There's a reason why we were late getting to stream, and it wasn't just because of Drake's technical difficulties. It was the fact that he and I were talking about his bald head. Am I allowed to cuss on here? What the heck am I allowed to do? Because my YouTube videos actually don't contain very much cussing.
You can cuss to an extent. All my videos are labeled not for kids because, let's be honest, my content is not for kids. So if you're a kid watching this, get the hell out. Go home. Go over to YouTube for Kids. That's what's there. But I usually do try to keep it classier than my general conversations with my friends.
Aloha, Carrie from Canada, and Merrick. I am well. He's already been getting abused from like the very first few minutes of us talking before this thing, so he's probably just annoyed at me at this point.
Who, me or Merrick?
You.
Oh, yeah.
He's asking how we're doing.
We're doing great, actually. I'm not annoyed with her because I don't know if it recorded at all, but there's a good chunk of while we were getting late started that was me forgetting to push buttons, and she's like, if you had clicked this, your problem. Oh yeah.
Oh no, that was going live on YouTube.
Yeah, so see that whole conversation of me being an idiot, you guys will be able to get to see that. I wonder if I can edit that out.
No, you know you don't like editing live stuff.
I don't like.
I tried to tell him he needs to get a cat for Seffi like all the time, but I'm not a dog person, so I'm constantly telling him to get a dog. I just told him that he should go ahead if there's a free cat.
No cat. We had 2 cats. She had 2 cats for 19 years. We're pet free for the time being. If we end up with a pet, it'll probably be a dog because I am more of a dog person. A Yorkie? Seriously?
That's a snack dog.
I'll be honest, if I had my choice and I was able to pick a dog, I would end up with a Newfoundland. Or a Bull Mastiff.
I already told you, I will help you in any way I'm capable.
So,
see, Harry, you're the opposite of me. I have 3 dogs and 1 cat.
Great, my audience is ganging up on me. Okay, thanks, Linda.
Okay, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into the questions before Drake has a conniption fit, because that's about to happen in like 2 seconds.
I'm not that bad.
He's just going to completely just start shaking, frothing at the mouth, fall over, and then it's just going to be the Caffeine and Chaos show. Yay!
Yeah, I didn't cut this. Linda made it fall out.
Yeah, that is the entire point that I exist. Okay, his wife suggested that he and I team up and do this together. It was more or less just so I could harass him when she wasn't around. That is the entire reason this exists.
I would not be surprised if that conversation is in your 2's Facebook blog. I really would not.
I mean, this entire conversation could have happened back in boot camp before you actually met me. We may have had a blood pact that basically said, if at any point in time that I cannot harass my husband, I need you to be my stand-in. And I was like, girl, I got you.
I could see her doing that crap too. So, all right. Let's get on the topic and make fun of me while we do that.
So, first episode we ever did was, what is magic? Is it real? Is it fake? In regards to what pop culture has it, and in regards to what we know it as. So, I'm going to throw some things at Drake. He's going to tell me basically that I'm full of shit, or I'm not full of shit, and then he's going to explain the science behind the magic. Okay, so first off,
Merrick has a question for you.
Oh, I actually don't do any magic. I am just Belinda. Chaos actually comes from my Twitch channel, Caffeine and Chaos, because I drink a lot of coffee. I consume a lot of caffeine, and my life is just pure chaos at all times. Anyways, magic. What is it? So, everybody knows I am a bit of a comic book nerd. I love books. I love TV.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Carrie.
I love a little bit of everything when it comes to pop culture. I'm just a huge nerd, if the glasses didn't tell you anything. But right now we're on a Harry Potter binge at the house because Paul has never watched or read the Harry Potter anything. So I've got him started on Harry Potter. First off, is a person born a witch or a wizard? You're a wizard, Harry! In regards to Harry Potter, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and pretty much every single movie, cartoon, anything like that, there's always the chosen one. Yeah,
I was kind of hoping we'd dodge this one because I got hate mail over it last time. Okay, no, you're not born a witch or a wizard. Sadly, no, because magic is actually energy in the natural world. It's not supernatural, it's not external, there's nothing uberly mysterious about it. It is the exact same energy that flows through the natural world. The only difference is we learn to manipulate and control it to focus it toward manifesting a goal. So, in that respect, everyone who is a living thing or in existence in this world has some level of energy connection to them. Even a rock actually has energy. And Native Americans notice this, and that's the reason shamanic practices talk about everything has a spirit. So anyone who is so inclined to and wants to put the work forward to learn can learn. Now, there's nothing wrong with having some fun with it. I mean, if you want to get you a hat and put a voice recorder in and have it tell you what path to go down, go right ahead. What is she doing? Oh, Lord.
My hat tells me I'm naughty. What house does that put me in?
Well, I'd probably say Slytherin or Gryffindor, because they usually get in the most trouble.
Oh, snap. He has paid attention. Alright. So, we're talking energy and stuff. Okay, so, with that being said, how realistic is it that, a person...
I've not actually seen Charmed, Carrie.
Okay, I have new homework for you. You're going to go to Netflix and you're going to watch Charmed.
Oh,
they have
bugger.
The original and the new series on there.
Wait, there's two of them?
There is a remake out there now. The original...
Bloody hell.
So you don't admit these things in front of me, Drake.
Okay, now that's kind of cool. That is cool. A bookcase that, yeah.
Oh, that's really awesome.
I used to have the Evil Dead collection in a Necronomicon, but somebody stole that. So, your next question?
I want you to make some recipes off of your little Necronominom.
You know what? I may actually cook some of those up and have them to try here on the Magical Coffee Hour one week.
Ooh, can we do that whenever, like...
If we can get you here during the stream, yes, we will cook those together, and then when we go live, we'll actually try them.
I like it. We'll have to do it on a Sunday, so I can do it for my my channel, and we can just nom.
There we go.
All right, you're a Hufflepuff. Well, not all of us can be perfect. Anyways, so when you're talking about energy, are you talking about the same thing as Ki or Chi, depending on which discipline you're talking about? And are there people who are energy inept, like they can't channel energy, so non-magical folk? Are there muggles in this world?
Technically speaking, yes, we are talking about the same thing because all energy technically comes from the same source. And the way I describe it is, think of water. Water is water. But depending on how that water moves through everything will depend on how it comes out on the end. So if you pass it through a coffee filter filled with coffee, you now have a cup of coffee. If you pass it through Kool-Aid and sugar, you now have Kool-Aid. So you can do a lot of different things with a single source.
Oh, we're talking about water.
Yeah, so that energy, as it moves from source and comes closer to the physical realm, the different things it comes in contact with does change it slightly. So the energy in a rock and what we would call ki, chi, or life force, they do have a slight difference, but they did come from the same source. Yes. Okay?
I'm listening.
And those energies can be manipulated and shaped in the way the magician would like to. Now, you said, are there muggles, as in people who cannot manipulate energy? The easy answer is no, because if you're alive, breathing, and kicking a part of the physical world, you can manipulate energy in some way. Now, I say that's the easy answer because there is a complicated side of it. There are people who have blockages and stuff, and it can even be your own personal belief systems that will hold them back and make it harder for them to manipulate the energies. But if you put the time and effort into learning the techniques and skills, no problem.
Oh, we're talking about techniques and skills? Okay, we're going to go on to my next question then. And I think you know where I'm going with this one.
Not really.
So,
how dare you, sir? What'd I do?
So it sounds, the year is 2020. We are living in a world of pandemics and crazy UFO shit in China right now and all that stuff. But in 2019 and 2018, Hot Topic, Forever 21, just to name a couple of, mainstream stores, have started getting an influx of magic for beginners kits, including crystals, feathers, and various other types of kits like that. With that being said, how realistically are we talking if you are using crystals for magic or reading the stars or that kind of thing?
Okay, that's more than one question.
I'm always asking more than one question.
Technically speaking,
I am one.
some of those magic for beginners kits, they can be applied in a functional way. But I think in the years, I've only actually seen one that really did a good job of getting someone off the ground and started. And even it ended with, go buy these other books. And most of them, honestly, there's just enough in there that they're not really teaching you magic per se as much as they're teaching you a single thing. So most of them will give you a couple crystals and they'll give you like a spell, and the spell has instructions. It's like do A, B, C, D, and you're done. Well,
welcome up, Matthias.
Hey man, how you doing? And because of that, if you actually follow it and you're actually putting your will into it, you are moving the energies and essentially doing what it's saying. So you will get some minor result at the minimum. But what it hasn't done is tell you the who, the what, the why, so you can continue to do it without your little instruction book. Now, crystals, they do have an effect. Crystals are natural energy generators. So you can actually siphon every bit of energy out of a crystal, and within a few days it will recharge itself. Did it not let you know I went live, Mathis? Well, that's just rude. Usually YouTube's a lot better at that.
Always remember to hit the little bell button to be notified when.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, make sure you do. Make sure you got the notifications turned on. That'd be a good thing to check. But I did post it in the Discord also.
Ooh, so you have no excuse.
So crystals do generate those energies, and different crystals do have very different energy patterns. And
Coffee generates more energy.
it has been shown that those energy patterns can have an effect, like healing, protection, helping people study, those kinds of things. So yes, crystal magic is a thing. That said, I have seen some people put crystals really, really high up and claim they do things I just haven't seen. I mean, I've actually seen people say, carry rose quartz, it'll cure cancer. No. When I say crystal magic works, that's not what I'm saying. I've never seen anything to back that up, personally.
You can cure cancer?
So.
Right on, buddy. I'll be carrying my rose quartz a lot more often now.
Okay.
And just throwing it at people that have cancers. You will not have cancer anymore. You won't have... Start hitting people.
So was there a third question in that line that you gave me, or was it just the two?
I was asking you about astrology.
That's the third one. Okay.
I'm a Virgo, cusp of a Libra, and it's supposed to be that I am batshit crazy. Which is quite true. I am batshit crazy. But how true is that? Is it because I'm just batshit crazy, or is it because the stars say I'm batshit crazy?
A little bit of both, because technically speaking, there has been a really solid correlation between the energies you're born under and you. And because of that, that energy pattern can be tracked and give you a general idea of what's happening. Now, mind you, this is if you're not doing anything with the energy and you're just letting the energy affect you as normal.
That is a very pretty crystal, Carrie. I like that color. Sorry, she posted about a crystal I'd never heard of, so I had to look it up.
Ah, okay. Actually, I'm not sure I've seen that one. But
yeah, I'll put it in our chat. You
now,
can look it up later.
That said, it is completely possible to alter the energy and take charge of your own path. So, yes, though that energy pattern and the stars can have an effect, but if you start understanding magic and energy, you can take the reins back and go whatever road you want to. Up to and including even shaping your personality, your traits, and the natural habits that you have. So, for example, if a Scorpio, who happens to be a reclusive shut-in, wanted to suddenly become social, they could do the work and manipulate the energies to create that change. Honestly, I can't think of a Scorpio who would actually have the desire to become that social, but they could if they wanted to. But those energy patterns do have an effect, and if you understand the energy of the constellations and the stars, you can even utilize those in magic. That's where we get the ideal of planetary magic and lunar cycles and stuff from. Those energy patterns shift and wane.
Sorry, I was feeding the beast.
That's okay.
I was giving her snacks.
Does that make sense? Did I lose anybody?
It makes sense to me a little bit. I mean, so basically, like, when it comes to stuff in retrograde, like Mercury in retrograde, I know we've talked about it in the past. However, the Mercury in retrograde went out of cycle for 6 weeks last month or so, give or take. Sorry, I'm moving the trees back. Anyways, the Mercury went out of retrograde. It was out of retrograde there were no retrogrades of any planetary alignment for like 6 weeks. So there was like a 0 retrograde time frame. And a lot of people said that it was perfect time to recharge and get your shit together before the next retrograde happens. And now we're back in Mercury retrograde, which I guess that's why a lot of people are going crazy and buying all the toilet paper. Does that have anything to do with it?
Shh. You two don't like that topic.
I was just talking about toilet paper.
I know. I'm stopping you before we get there.
Because they're so full of shit. I mean, what?
Well, now you're choking. Well, look at the upside. It'll melt.
It just caught me off guard. I'm not supposed to swallow ice cubes like that. Okay, I'm good. I'm not dying anymore. But that's what I get for talking shit about all the people who have leaky butts and need all that extra toilet paper in their house. But seriously though, does retrograde have anything to do with anything?
Yes, okay. The energy patterns that...
Because they watched the tiger documentary. Okay, sorry. They're releasing their inner redneck.
Yeah.
You better watch that, by the way.
What? The
tiger documentary. Tiger King?
I saw it. I haven't watched it yet. I know it's something that popped up in my list. It's like, hey, watch this. Oh, yeah.
Watch it.
Anyhow, yes, retrogrades do have an effect because, again, what you're seeing is those energy cycles actually coming through and having a general effect on the mass energy. And notice I use the word general because one thing that retrograde bothers me on is 2 points. First off, it is a very general thing. And I've noticed a lot of people use it as an excuse for everything. You're a dick to somebody in an department store, it's not my fault, it's retrograde. You can't figure out your computer, not my fault, it's retrograde. I mean, it's just like, it's not my fault, it's retrograde, just becomes this massive catch-all excuse, and that bothers me, especially from a practitioner's standpoint, where knowing yourself and controlling the energies in your life is kind of the cornerstone. And that brings me to the next point. You can actually harness all those energies and shape them. So what I do, and there's a video on my YouTube channel talking about Mercury retrograde, because I get a lot of comments. No one ever sees Mercury retrograde affecting me. I do a weekly ritual where I actually shape all the energy coming into my life and focus it toward my goals and the things I want to manifest in the way I want to manifest it. So by doing that, that retrograde energy never actually has time to affect me because I've already harnessed it, shaped it, changed it, and funneled it. It's no longer retrograde. And if you're having trouble with retrograde, I would highly encourage you to check that video out.
Matthias, when you noticed the retrograde, what were the changes you experienced in your life? Oh yeah, I'm asking questions of the audience. I have the audience to pick on now.
Well, Matthias there, he's a good supporter of the channel. Yeah, he's a good supporter of the channel.
I've seen him whenever I've been lurking. Ane's like, she told me that I'm not allowed to die. I can't help it. I'm constantly dying every day, guys. Drake hasn't told me the secret to eternal life yet. I'll break him one of these days.
Well, technically speaking, if we're talking physical eternal life, I don't have it yet.
Or you do, and you're just not telling anybody.
I guess that could be a
I'm a total lurker. Like, if I'm being quiet in the chat and just only popping in every once in a while, that's me lurking. I have, it's either I do that or, I'll just be bugging him via Facebook Messenger while he's on stream. Because, I'm a supportive friend. What can I say? A cat's a supportive cat. Okay, next question I have for you.
Okay.
Another video that we have done in the past, and this is actually one of my favorite topics that we've ever discussed because I bring it up a lot. So, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh Lord, here we go again.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
I
don't know that show.
Is How to Train Your Dragon.
Never seen it.
That's right. You haven't seen it, and you need to.
I'm working on it. Even on the Friday live stream, they keep asking me if I finally found it. I checked every streaming service I have. No one carries it.
You can watch it's on Netflix.
No, it ain't. Not the original one.
Well, the cartoon is. But the cartoon's great because it's like the story between each of the movies, so it's great. And after the movie's end. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah.
Matthias answered your question. So.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear all that, Matthias, man. That is rough.
Man, that is a really rough retrograde. I think you should watch his video and see if there's any way that you can kind of realign yourself and help. Hopefully help. Ooh, dinner. Delicious. What are we having tonight? So anyways, all those movies and things I've mentioned, plus God of War, plus a bunch of every other thing, your arm, sigils, and runes. What the hell are they? What do they mean? Are they the same thing? Are they different? And I'm even going to throw one in on you that I haven't thrown at you before, because I don't know if you even watched this or ever did watch it. Naruto, and this is going to probably be completely out of your comfort zone. Naruto, whenever they do their little incantations before they start doing their little crazy ninja jujutsu shit, they do these little hand movements, which basically, to me, are some kind of symbolism as well. I don't remember Naruto much. I watched it when I was in high school, which was, 10 years ago! Holy crap, I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary. Anyways, I haven't watched it since then. So, are they all the same thing, or is it are they all words meaning the same thing, or are they different?
In a very broad general sense, as far as symbolism, they're the same. However, that being said, all of them each have their own unique aspects as well that is very much a part of them alone. So sigils in general are an abstract symbol or form that represents a larger concept. So if you're doing sigil magic and you're making your own sigils, you're taking that concept and embodying it into an abstract symbol. And you just froze. Uh-oh. What happened? Did y'all lose me or did I lose you? Alright, audience, let me know if you can still see me. We'll see if Linda comes back. I'll go ahead and answer her question for you all. Cool. So, after all this, she was the technical difficulty. How about that? So, okay, I don't know.
Weird. I'm here now.
Oh, well, there she is. Okay. So,
I don't know what the hell just happened.
I don't either. But, so once you have that abstract form, no matter how you use it, that sigil would contain that information and that purpose. Now you move over to runes. It is true, runes can be used to create sigils, but they in of themselves are symbols that have their own meaning, their own purpose, their own power, their own energy current that flows through them.
Hi guys.
And they can be used as such. So a single rune can be used for magic and spells on its own, like the rune Uruz. One of its things is vitality, physical health. So if you want to do a healing spell or something, or even a spell to help you with weightlifting, Uruz could be a rune that you could utilize in a rune spell to do that. Now, many alphabets out there share this. I know the Hebrew alphabet, almost every letter in there has its own meanings. The English alphabet, we pretty much just know it as letters. And I've never seen any meaning behind the letters other than just that. Well, in kindergarten, you learn A's for apple, that kind of stuff. But you could still use that alphabet to construct sigils. So you could actually still empower it. Now that said, you brought up the Naruto thing. Mm-hmm. That actually is a thing. That actually is a thing. There's a lot of martial arts out there that they use hand positions to help channel energy during meditation. And those same hand positions can be utilized in spell work. In fact, I actually know a magician I was talking to last week, and they just gave the greatest case for learning sign language on the planet. Because if you're wanting some form of hand gesture motion for your spells, you could actually learn sign language and use that as your hand gestures for your spell work. Because it is helping to further generate and direct that energy into the exact thing you're wanting. The same way as words can be utilized to channel energy.
Kind of like when you're running, you're supposed to hold your fingers as if you're holding a little egg in between them.
I've never heard that.
And something is supposed to help with the circulation. I don't know what it is. I just know, like, when I used to, like, go to writing workshops, I used to say, hold your hand as if you have, like, an egg inside of it. Not clench your fist.
I might have to try that if I ever run.
I've always wanted to learn ASL because I suck at learning other languages because I get bored with them. But I'm also a very animated person, if you guys haven't been able to tell. I mean, I know I'm sitting super up, straight, and proper, and not moving at all.
And a booster seat.
Huh?
Nothing. I didn't say that.
I do have my chair boosted to the highest position possible so I can see. Excuse me. Although at work, I do have my seat at the lowest position because I don't sit like a normal person.
You're not a normal person.
I sit cross-legged because it's much comfy. Ooh. I think we're going to have to do arm day today because that hurt. Peachy says there is a sci-fi show that uses hand movement for spells. The show's name is The Magicians. I watched the first episode of The Magicians and I fell asleep. So I probably should watch that so I can start asking him questions about that. Sitting cross-legged in your seat, apparently it is not normal for most people to do that. In fact, I was tested for, what was it? They wanted to test me when I was in elementary school for autism spectrum disorder because I refused to sit like a normal person in my chair when I was a kid. And apparently that is a sign that you are on the spectrum, is because you have to sit cross-legged or something like that. I'm just little, and Yeah,
I was going to say, you're just little, because Seffi does the same thing. If she sits with her legs dangling, they fall asleep. But if she sits cross-legged, she's comfortable. And it's just because she's so flippin' tiny. Whereas, I couldn't fit one of my legs in a seat with me, much less both of them.
It's most comfortable for me, and, like, I also, like, another thing that people think is weird is I also sit with my feet underneath me and make a little chair, and then it boosts me up. And look, guys, I'm actually a little bit taller now. I can see you guys better. Hey, how's it going? Your hair looks really nice today, all 8 of you. Okay, so another question that I've asked you in the past, and this was our is before you question, was familiars and spirit animals, because everybody knows I love my animals. What is the difference between having a pet and a familiar? Can a pet be a familiar? Can a familiar be a pet? Or is it just more of a spiritual entity that helps you with your works? And what is the difference between a familiar and an entity that helps you with your works, such as a fae creature or a deity or a dragon or something of that manner? And where Nelly comes in. Can a familiar exist inside an inanimate object? Or does it have to be inside of a living being? Or does it only exist on the spiritual plane.
Okay. Y'all see the crap she threw at me there? There's a lot of questions in there. We'll do our best. And she's also clearly trying to get me in trouble with everyone. So,
that's what I do.
On the simplest format, a familiar is a spirit entity or consciousness that you have bonded with that has your best interest at heart and that you work with, and there's kind of a symbiotic relationship. You help one another. Now, in most cases, most familiars generally do take on a spiritual entity type format where that spirit or entity can absorb energy and magic that might be thrown at you and could potentially hurt you because it does want to protect you. Now, that said, there are animals that you can bond with, and that energetic connection can boost them to above normal intelligence and boost their relationship. And those pets can choose to protect you from energetic attacks. The downside is, if a physical thing absorbs an energetic attack, it can affect the physical body. And, well, naturally, that people's like, that's a horrible thing to do. That why would anyone want to do that? To have a pet that would do that, and that could hurt the pet or kill it. I don't know about you all, but I can't count the number of pets that I've heard of that, familiars, magical or not, have thrown themselves between their owners and a physical threat. That's how love works. So, magical or not, a pet will still do it. And yes, it's a sad event if the pet gets hurt or dies, but it's also a testament to the love and the commitment the owner and the pet had for one another.
Well, will you protect me if something tries to hurt me?
So, in that aspect, yes, I do. I have seen both the spiritual type of familiar and the physical ones. And I know there's a debate out there that it can be, physical pets cannot be familiars and rah. I mean, you can start a fight in a metaphysical forum with this topic.
I have.
And see, she knew this, bringing this question to me, people.
I figured that it was
and she knows my mailbox is going to explode now. So, yes, you do have that. Now, these spirits do generally take on animal-like forms. No one's really sure why they prefer the animal forms, but they do. But there is a difference between a familiar and like an ancestral spirit that protects you, because the familiar doesn't necessarily have any long-term connection. It's just, it likes you. It wants to protect you and look after you. Now, you mentioned deities, which, when you talk about familiars, that's actually not something I've ever heard brought up. Because, technically speaking, a deity could fill that exact same role, but I don't think anyone would ever think of it as a familiar. They would think of it more as, you know, my God is protecting me. My God has my back. But I guess that would be a matter of viewpoint, because if you approach deities like I do, because most people know I don't worship gods, I don't kneel before them, I approach any deity as my equal and work with them as a friend and ally. So if my bond and friendship and love with an animal can be of that level and called a familiar, and I'm working with deities in essentially the same way, only definitely they're more articulate, there could be a familiar line there. But again, it's just, how would you define familiars?
Matthias wants to know, what dimension do they reside in?
Really, it would highly depend on what type of spirit they are. The multiverse has so many different planes, hundreds and thousands. I mean, actually, it would go infinite, but entities come from so many different planes that nailing it down to say familiars come from this dimension isn't really doable. Because I have seen, let's bring it down and let's say familiars that take on an aspect of a dog. I have seen these familiars come from an earth realm that's built and designed much like a forest that you would see wolves run in. I've also seen them come from an aquatic realm, which that just completely confused me. Though it did take the form of a Labrador, which they tend to like water, so I guess that might have something to do with it. But I've also seen them come from like underworld style planes. So these entities are rising up and helping people, and they're coming from more of an underworld plane. So they can really come from just about any plane they want to.
And Kat's having one right now. She's joining the Magical Coffee Hour.
She always does.
It's true.
So I hope that answers your question. I know it's not an easy one, but
Cat wine.
the hell?
Cat wine. It's made out of catnip. You know you always answer my questions. And if not, I throw you even more difficult questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking about Mathis here and his question on the realms. Which was a good question because, yeah, a lot of people don't think about where these come from. And another thing is there are people who actually use servitors to create their own familiar, which is a completely separate style of magic. And again, it comes debatable, is it a familiar or not, because you created it, it does exactly what you said. It's more construct, so it would depend on the magician's viewpoint.
So what is the difference between all the different types of magic? Since we've covered that magic is actually the harnessing of energies, from the world around us. What is the difference in the different types of magic? Because I know you've mentioned many times in the past there's Fey magic, there's Dragon magic, there's Celtic magic, there's Norse magic, there's Moon magic, there's Astral magic, there is Blood magic, there is all the different types of magic out there in the world.
Sex magic.
Each one. I wasn't going to talk about that today, but okay. What is all the different types of magics out there, and why are they so different? Why can't we just be like, I like magic, let's go?
People love labels.
Abracadabra. Huh?
People love labels. Technically speaking, the difference between all these different forms of magic really comes down to the result manifesting and the process to get there. That's it. So, for example, let's say I wanted to do a money spell. I can do the exact same money spell in runic magic or candle magic. Two different systems of magic, two different processes. Both of them will get me to the same goal. And the only difference is really because you are harnessing very similar energies, if not the exact same energies, to manifest that prosperity, is the process and the road you take to get there. So, for lack of... Well, it's actually not a lack, it's a great analogy. When you say this type of magic, this type of magic, this type of magic, you might as well say Highway 1, Highway 2, Highway 3, Highway 4. Because they're all roads that you can take to get to the same destination if you wish. Now, some of those energy patterns can be harsher, and some can be more gentle. And it really would take what's the magician's preference? Because there's a lot of magicians who are real queasy if you throw the term blood magic in there. I think I had that conversation earlier this week, and that's just an area of magic they don't ever want to talk about. They don't want to deal with it. They won't want to touch it. Some even consider it evil.
But if you do practice blood magic, it can be kind of disgusting because blood is kind of a biohazard, so you should probably be very safe when you do it.
You can actually do blood magic without ever drawing blood.
No ways to find that.
So, how one handles the energies in the processes really does actually come into play.
Okay, so Matthias already beat me to the point on what my next question is going to be. Is using one system limiting, or could you use multiple systems of magic?
You can use multiple systems of magic and stack them, combine them. And is one limiting? Well, that really depends on your goals and you personally. Because, like, for example, especially currently in the last 4 years or so, you hear magicians say that angelic magic's too limiting. And that's the reason they choose to work with demons. I'm actually going to disagree with that because, technically speaking, if you want to put, if we get generic and go power scale, for every demon that possesses a certain amount of power, there is an equally strong angel. Now, mind you, this is completely foregoing the God-created angels Christian concept. This is strictly speaking on a metaphysical level. So these beings can still accomplish things, but they do so in a different manner. Demons, they're very chaotic. They will charge in and use the shortest distance between 2 points to get you to your goal, even if it's a very uncomfortable process for you. Angels will try to get you to your goal, and more often than not, they will try to build you up and help you along the process in a far more comfortable way. So one of my instructors actually explained it this way. You're trying to get into this one particular room in a building. The demon will throw you through the wall. You're in the room. The angel will take you around the hallways and go through the different doors until finally you open the door and you're in the room. Same result. One takes longer, easier process. One's quicker, but harsher. So it really does depend on what you would consider limiting. And, people talk to me about, you do dragon magic, so you can jump into all these different systems of magic, which I do. But you also have to remember that even though dragon magic is that kind of neutral road where I can jump on either side of the fence and I have that foundation, dragon magic will always be the focus, and I will not have the knowledge and mastery over those sides of the fence that someone who specialized would. Because at the end of the day, we do have so much time to study and learn in this lifetime. So I would say one system isn't necessarily better. It's just a matter of what your goals are, what you're seeking to achieve, and your personality. There are people who are naturally nice and easy kind of people. And then you have people like me, who I'm not a patient person. I'd rather jump in and get it done. Which we've admitted more times than I can count that sometimes that gets me in trouble. But I'm willing to accept the consequences of my actions.
Okay, so if someone is starting out, I know you preach and preach and preach some more about meditation. In fact, when we first started talking about, how to get into magic and everything like that, one of your first things that you brought up and you were very, very adamant about was making sure you get...
One second. Carrie, you do not have to stay in one system. When they're talking about rules, that could be translated to tradition. It's our tradition. And you do see that a lot. In fact, I get a lot of hate mail on a regular basis for sharing the information I share because it goes against their tradition of gatekeeping that information. And I don't believe in gatekeeping. I believe in sharing and letting someone take the knowledge given to find and forge their own path. Now, I work in dragon magic as my primary. I have worked with demonic evocation. I have worked with angelic evocation, and I'm tied up in my cords here. I have pathworked the Tree of Life, and I am starting to study and pathwork the Clefothic Tree as well. And I've even worked with the Goetius Sun. And there are differences to the systems, and of course I do study Norse magic a lot. It's actually probably my primary, it would be the main secondary source of magic I use. But, no, you don't have to. You're going to get it. People don't like you, they don't like that, because they feel it diminishes what they're doing, and a lot of people actually don't like the idea that you might step outside and learn something they won't. For me, if you learn something I don't know, I think that's awesome, because hey, you now know this, and if we're colleagues, maybe one day we can share that. So I encourage people to research and explore.
I mean, think about like, I'll come back to my question in a second, because now I'm kind of like,
yeah, I gave Linda the finger because I saw that while she was asking the question, and I wanted to make sure we answered that.
Yeah, I finally loaded on my side. I think my potato internet's just deciding to be stupid. I will kind of jump on this thing with Drake, though. One of the reasons why I absolutely am annoyed, I can't say hate, I can't say dislike, because, you know, everybody's different, but I do not appreciate organized religions of any flavor because of that. I'm more X, Y, or Z than you. Everybody wants to be right, and it's so annoying. Or this one's going to get me the hate, and I don't really care. Or LGBT. We'll take it out of a non-theological realm right now. We'll go LGBT. I'm more gay than you. I am more of a lesbian than you. I am more different. I am more unique than you, and that is why I am more LGBT than you. And it's same with magic, same with religion. I'm more Christian than you, but I'm a Baptist, so I'm right. I'm Pentecostal. I'm right. I am what is it? First whatever house of who whatever things. I'm more than that than you. I'm more Christian than you. No. Let people be what they want to be. Let them choose their own path. March to your own drum. Be naked and dance in the moonlight. Or, you know, sacrifice a goat on Hanukkah. I don't care. Just do what makes you happy and don't hurt people.
I will put one caveat to that there, though, Carrie. As a few listeners do know, I have been trained and initiated in specifically New Orleans Bayou Voodoo of a very specific family line. So to that, I respect that line's traditions. And so I do not go against those traditions because I agreed to follow them. That's one reason I do not talk about that practice a lot, because they do guard and keep it and protect it to those only in the family line. And I can respect that. But that doesn't stop me from talking about magic on a broader sense and talking about the framework and the nuts and bolts and the science of magic, because that's what I do. I step outside that dogma, I step outside the tradition, and I'll hand the nuts and bolts over so somebody can do magic and forge their own path.
She says she's grateful for your thoughts for both of us.
Yay! Yeah, so I mean, forge your own path, but do respect the traditions, because, like, I will not stand up and be like, I'm a Gardnerian witch. I'm not! I ain't never been. No, I'm not. I've been initiated in Wicca, never Gardnerian. So I will respectfully not claim that, because that's not me. I've not done that.
Well, of course, respect tradition and everything, but at the same time, like, nobody is more X, Y, or Z.
No, and you're right. No, there is no one true path.
Like, by no means am I going to go into a Catholic church, because my husband grew up Catholic, and, you know, start, you know, doing something that I would do at a Pentecostal church or a Baptist church, because, you know, they're completely different sects of Christianity. That's sex, S-E-C-T-S. I am not saying S-E-X. I know somebody's going to like to mishear me, but anyways, they are still under that whole
umbrella,
that whole of Christianity, but they are two different ways of walking the exact same path. One's on a pogo stick, the other one's on a tricycle. But you know what? They're heading to the exact same place. So I don't understand why somebody's got to be more Christian than the other.
People love their status and their titles. at the end of the day, you do you, and you practice, and you find your path. I mean, I've even talked about it in Dragon Magic with the classes we got coming out. It's a path working that the dragons have laid out to me, that I have taught to my students, and it is functional. That does not mean it is the single, solitary, end-all, be-all, only way to practice dragon magic. Conway's system works, and even the dragons admit that system was laid out for the time it was presented in, and it was needed. And it still works today, but there's now a need for something slightly different. And I'm sure in the future there's going to be a need that'll pop up again. Things develop, things evolve, and there are multiple ways to it.
My cat's high on cat.
And you are right. Man, Christianity's hard to get over. Honestly, I did not work with Lucifer for years. And it didn't occur to me, but I had that Christianity hang up. And once I did work with him, I kind of felt bad. It's like, dude, you're absolutely cool. I can't believe I've actually just cold-shouldered you this long. But it's an ongoing process. It's like I tell my students, every day you're not competing against the world, you're competing against yourself. Strive to wake up a better person today than you was yesterday. It's a victory over yourself. Anyways, after I gave Linda the finger, what's your question?
I think everybody could just be a unicorn. Unicorns. I feel like there was something I was asking you. I'm thinking about it because I don't remember now.
Was it on meditation?
Yes! Meditation. Something you preach all the damn time is meditation. What are our friends who are not well acquainted with meditation, what would they benefit from meditating, aside from clear mind and, just warm fuzzy feels and good vibes, because they're finally blocking out all the crap that's, pissing them off and making them angry or making them sad? How does that help magic?
Well, meditation could honestly be seen as the very foundation of magic. In many of my videos, I've mentioned what the dragons refer to as the 3 arcane pillars. And the ideal is if you can gain control and knowledge of those 3 pillars, the magician can do anything they want from then on. If they need information, they can find it. If they're looking for a spell, they can find it. And it pretty much allows them to just run free and go as far as they're willing to go. But those pillars would be built on meditation. And the reason for that is, yes, it clears your mind, it's relaxing, it's de-stressing. Yes, we get all those. But it also helps strengthen your focus. It helps strengthen your will. It helps your visualization. It helps you get in control of your mental facilities so that when you're doing your spells, you can actually direct it. And it helps you control the energy in you personally as well as your environment. And of course, like trance work is actually done from a deep meditative state. So the deeper you can get into that meditation, that helps to unlock other magics. So most magic is done at a meditative brain wavelength. So yeah, it literally is cornerstone for magic.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching the stream just now just saw me go, oh shit. So you disappeared on my Discord, but I can still see that you are still up and going on the stream, so I'm not going to mess with it because I don't
What is the major malfunction with your Discord today?
I don't know. It's my potato internet. This is what happens in point. Oh, there you are.
Oh, there you are.
By the way, for those of you who have never seen this, I'm actually located in Hawaii on a rock. All our internet services are provided by potatoes and little menehune men that rub the potatoes together to get it going. So yeah, sometimes whenever things are going wrong, one of the menehune men, they probably fell asleep rubbing their potatoes together. So
I'm not even touching that. Okay, Mathis, that's actually a really good question. As far as time of day, I would say actually meditate on the time of day that works best for you. If for no other reason than you got to work around your schedule. Now that's it. Huh?
Can I make a caveat to that? Because this is something you and I talked about.
It might be a caveat that I was about to make, but go ahead. Let's see what she's got here.
Okay. Meditate based upon what your magic practice requires of you. Like if you are somebody who follows the moons and the moon cycles, you get your ass naked and go and meditate under the full moon or the new moon.
Clearly she has a skyclad practice. And suddenly I'm thinking I need to be teaching more meditation one-on-one with her. But anyway.
Get naked!
Because that's been everything she's doing right now. Get naked! Okay. But yeah, so if your practice does utilize those nocturnal energies, you can definitely, or you should try to couple your meditation with those energy patterns. Now, if your practice does not have one or the other, you will notice energetically midnight to like usually 5 a.m. when most of the world is asleep in your time zone, everything is quiet. There's like this awesome psychic quiet because everyone's asleep. All the psychic clutter and everything is just silent. So if you have the ability to meditate in that time area, you can really get some awesome results, which is kind of how that time frame also got known as the witching hour, because there's a lot of magicians that would utilize that psychic quiet to do their workings. But you really need to, the first thing you need to do is work the meditation into your daily routine in a functional way. So look at your routine and find the time, which is your next question. How long should you meditate? I tell my students your goal is first goal is going to be 5 minutes. Try and work your way up to 5 minutes once or twice a day. Now once you hit that 5, push it to 10 minutes. If any of you take my meditation class, 10 minutes is the big goal. That is you want to get to at least 10 minutes in a meditation period. And if you're getting that 10 minutes, you will get a massive amount of returns. The only thing that goes past the 10 minutes, because people's like after 10 minutes your returns start dropping off. You've kind of peaked out on most of the returns, but if you're doing a meditation to like receive answers or knowledge, that knowledge and those answers may keep coming past that 10 minutes. So if you're getting information, just keep on meditating as long as you want to keep getting information. Those returns become exponential in my mind. Does that help answer your question? Linda, you're awesome.
I don't think you read my comment thoroughly, did you?
I'm literally here for entertainment value. Also to see how many times I can embarrass Drake publicly in an hour. Yeah, that's pretty true.
Entire reason for my existence on this channel.
Two hours is a long one. I'll tell you, if I'm not doing trance work or something or invocation, I could not sit still and meditate for 2 hours. Couldn't do it. Or unless somebody annoys me and I'm just trying to tune them out and stare at a wall. I have met people who don't shut up, so I can tune them out for 2 hours and stare at a wall. But
that's me.
I still technically have a purpose at that point. I have to do focused meditation.
And tell me to shut up. What?
I do not.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, 2 hours is that's a great time. Now I have done plenty of rituals for 2 hours. I don't know if I've done just meditation for 2 hours, if ever.
Hey Drake.
Yes.
I got some bad news.
What?
We are over our 1 hour coffee hour.
Oh, we're over an hour?
We are over an hour.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't have a timer up anywhere.
The only reason why I'm paying attention is my bladder's already telling me that it's about that time. So, by the way, guys, I have a squirrel bladder, so it's like pretty much every hour.
To torture Linda's bladder, does anybody have any last-minute questions before we close? I mean, since she's been...
I can always just mute my mic and go to the bathroom. It's like right there.
Well, feel free, because I want to make sure if there's any last-minute questions, we get those before we close.
I was going to do the breakdown. Jeez, you act like I've never done this before. Typically, I wouldn't say anything. However, I try to be nice sometimes. Oh, I have one. Since we have more than just 2 people in the chat today.
Uh-oh.
What topic would you like us to go over next week? Because usually I'm the one who creates the topics, but I would love to hear what you guys want us to talk about.
Hey, that'd be awesome. I'd get some warning this time.
However, just remember, it needs to be something that's pop culture related, so I can go and formulate the questions properly. Dragons is something that I actually won't touch, just for the fact that it's something that he goes over frequently on this channel and in his videos. So
we can talk dragons. I don't mind a bit. If you want to do dragons, we can do it. Because I don't think my viewers have ever got tired of that topic.
Okay, if you want me to go over dragons, I mean, I honestly avoid dragons specifically because of the amount that you go over it on your channel already.
We can always move this to the Discord. Yep. You all can always come over to the Discord and bother me. Yes.
If you're not in the Discord, I highly recommend you get in there now, because I think I'm not in it. Am I in it?
You're in it.
Oh, am I in it? I'm gonna go in there right now. Oh wait, I can't go in there right now. It's gonna drop me. Never mind. I lied.
Don't go.
I'm not going. I didn't go. Did I go? I didn't go.
Okay, yeah. Before we close, I'll go ahead and answer that one real quick. Dragons love energy as offerings. They absolutely adore it. So any way that you can offer energy, they will take it. One of my favorite ways is to charge a crystal and place it on the work area for them. And you can also do, of course, dragon's blood incense is always a favorite of theirs. And you can offer food and drink to them, and they will just take the energy from that. Dragons are very, very easy to give offerings to. And they also like shiny things, so pennies, nickels, dimes, those kinds of things. They love them. Now, you may be working with a dragon that might make a request that seems off the wall, but that's a personal preference, and you can do that. Great example in the video about X Boonwell, the prosperity dragon. He loves pork rinds.
I like you, Cheyenne. I got you. Easy. I got all the questions for that.
Oh, good Lord. That's going to be a fun topic, Cheyenne. Part of my brain is excited because that is an awesome topic. The other part is worried because Linda's asking the questions.
So I will say we actually have done somewhat of that topic a while ago. We did magical self-care. So I will dig up some of those old questions, and I'll also bring up some new ones, because I actually have a lot for that topic.
Well, plus you asked me the same question a month apart. I'll give you I'll frame the answer very differently, so you can get new information out of me.
This is true. Your brain's like an Etch-a-Sketch. You get the pretty picture the one day, and then it's shaken and gone the next. So I can ask you the same question every day and get a new answer.
Yep.
I ask him new questions every day anyways, guys, and he always gives me new answers. It's great.
So yeah, that will be a great topic, Cheyenne. Thank you. Lewis, does that answer your question on the offerings? I hope. If not, hit me up on Discord. We can definitely talk about that more. I'll make sure the Discord link is below once hopefully this will upload. This is a new experience here. I'm hoping it'll work just like the old live streams. And if it's not, just click on like Friday's Research and Ramblings. The Discord link's there.
challenge for all the viewers. We're at 962 subscribers on this channel right now. So, you guys, let's see here, we have 8 people. That is 30, yeah, that's 38 people away from 1,000 subscribers. There's currently 8 people in the chat at this very moment. So each person, I say, should go and try to find at least 9 friends. If you can get 10 or more, that's awesome, but go and find 9 friends to come and subscribe to this channel and bring them in. Bring a buddy and let us know that you brought your buddy to watch.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, because I mentioned this Friday, and you can go watch Friday's Research and Ramblings and comment on it. Friday was our anniversary, and we are so close to the mark, like Linda said. Every video I release from the 27th of March, which was Friday, until we hit that 1,000 mark and the 4,000 watch hours that YouTube requires, every video you comment on and like, we will put your name into a hat, and once we hit that goal, we are going to draw one name, and that person will get a free, full consultation one-on-one with me. No charge. That includes, I will help you with whatever questions you have, whatever problem. If a reading seems like it would be needing, you would get a free reading with the consultation. And I even do spell work customized for the consultation to help you in whatever way that the consultation is dealing with. And I usually charge $50 for those private consultations. Must be 18 years or older.
Also, all the extra D's in the chat, anytime I type a word that contains a D and I have 2 or more D's in it, my keyboard sucks. It's kind of broken, so anytime I hit D, I get like double D and triple D. I think my keyboard might be a very well endowed keyboard, if you know what I mean. Anyways.
Let's see, dragons are awesome. The other problem I have gotten into a few where witches are lurking and doing stuff to the people in chat. It's happened a few times. Friday again. Help for that. I would actually do a protective sigil and tape it to your computer. And it may seem weird, but if you watch my live streams, we have very few trolls, which I'm thankful for. And I actually do a lot of warding actually on my computers to prevent any magical shenanigans. I can only limit this to so much, but yeah, it is possible.
Put it on yourself. Just hold it while you're holding yourself. And
I disappeared again?
you disappeared on me, but it's okay. You're still here, so it's fine. Okay, so let's go over. What are you doing this week?
Okay, what are we doing this week? Okay.
What are you doing on this channel? What's going on this Friday? I am going to silence myself, but go over all that good stuff.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So this week we have a fan requested video on dragon magic where we're discussing darkness and light and how to balance them and why it's important to balance them in dragon magic, because this is a topic a lot of people get real iffy on. They hear darkness and light, they think good and evil, and that's not how it works, and it is a very narrow view. So Tuesday the video for that will be coming out, and Friday we do have another live stream of Research and Ramblings of a Mage. And this week we are actually filming the last section of the online Dragon Magic 101 course. So we have all the sections filmed and edited and uploaded except that last section. And my goal is to have it completely recorded and at least have it in editing by the end of the week, so that we can definitely get that course live on schedule for the middle of April. And of course, we do have the Discord now up and running, so jump in there and say hi. And for those who wonder, we do now have a Patreon where you can go on and pledge a few dollars. There's 3 different tiers, you get different perks, which helps us continue the information and continue stuff coming. And that does go right back into the channel. I know people's asked me to do more live rituals, and they've asked me for multiple angles. I can only do multiple angles in 2 ways. It's either I try to do the ritual the same way twice, which I can't do, or I need more than 1 camera, which I don't have. So, we got all that happening right now, and it seems like there was something else, but that's pretty much what I got going on this week in a nutshell.
Terry would like to know, what order should they start out with the dragon magic?
What do you mean, what order? If you're talking about my classes, the order is going to be the 101 class, which releases mid-April, and I will just follow the numbers through 101, 102, 103, and 104. From what I can see with the way that my private classes are being translated over into the video, it should be 4 total courses. If you're talking about something like Conway's books, most of her books rehash a lot of information over and over. My personal recommendation, I would actually start with Mystical Dragon Magic if you're wanting to go through Conway's system, because it is a path working and it does build you up in different areas. It does take a long time, but it is one that I did myself. It does differ from the one that the dragons are laying out that we're getting ready to present. But it goes into finding your guardian dragon, finding your co-magician, and going through that path working. No, your video. Oh, well, see, I over-answered the question. Yeah. In my videos, the channel, before the class gets out, I would start with check out the Dragon's Flame ritual and check out the Guardian Dragon ritual as well as the Co-Magician. And from there, check out the 9 Elemental Rulers. Those are the videos I would start with. Because in Dragon Magic, that basic ritual of the flames, that is your workhorse ritual. So learn to love it, learn to know it. And your Guardian and your Co-Magician are fundamental to Dragon Magic. So those are really the backbone of where you need to start. And that can take some time to get those down. So I would start there. No problem. Thank you for the question. And I'm doing everything I can to get the course out on time. I know at least one person in this chat is very, very eager.
Eager beaver.
Yes. So.
All right. Any more questions, guys? Anything you want to know? Do you want to know about why his head is shaped that way? Do you want to know why my hair just looks like an absolute disaster? Do you want to know about our coffee? Speak now or forever hold your peace, or at least until next weekend, or, Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much better, by the way.
Well, I'm glad I'm able to help, Carrie. I really am.
I'm happy to have you learn with him. He is an incredibly influential person.
I don't know about influential.
I mean, you have influenced me to be a better person. I don't feel like,
Okay, I'll take that.
grabbing spoons in people's faces every day.
I always thought you had hair. I did. I have had hair until 2 a.m.
This week.
Last night after filming a video, I got bored and decided to buzz my hair off. Which, I think it was last summer I buzzed it off too, so there's a few videos where I don't have hair, and then toward like November my hair starts growing back in. And yeah, I got bored. My hairstyle could pretty much be described as lazy. I either shave it like this, or I grow it so long I can just pull it in a ponytail and forget it. So yeah. See, you're growing yours out and I buzzed mine. We're trading out hairdos.
Man, I'm trying to grow mine back. I'm almost there.
I miss your Velma. I really miss your Velma. I know you hated it. I know you hated it.
I'll be in about 4 months.
But the first time I saw a picture of you, that's the haircut you had, and I thought it was just freaking adorable. I loved it. So
it'll be back in like 4 months, so you'll get to see it again.
Awesome.
I'm not doing anything with my hair. Well, I take that back. Once the back starts to grow more, I'll actually cut the front, so I'm not looking like a reverse mullet.
Carrie, I am on Instagram, Working Dragon Mystic. We do have a Facebook group, Working Dragon Mystic, as well. At Twitter, it's actually at Dragon Working. Twitter's weird. They would not give me the... Yeah, okay. They did their thing. And I am on Facebook. You can find me... we have the group. And you can also try to shoot me a message on my private page, though the group's generally the better way to get a hold of me. Because, yeah, my private page, I'm on there. People reach out to me on there all the time. How do I drop an Instagram, people?
Hold on, I got you.
Okay, Linda, go help me out here. Oh, just so for the newcomers, I'm technologically stupid. I am a caveman in a digital world.
Hold on a second. Let me pull you up on my Insta because I don't know your handle off the top of my head.
Oh, you can't just search Working Dragon Mystic? How rude.
You're rude. I wasn't sure if you had it like all one word on.
Oh, I don't know. If it lets me put spaces, I usually put spaces in it.
Please let me know if you guys can see that, because for some reason, like on Friday when I was trying to drop links, it was telling me no. So, making sure you guys got it.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one. I'm not seeing it pop up in mine yet.
Okay. It is going to be at da.
Oh, this has been a night of technological fun.
Well, this is more of a YouTube like algorithm bullcrap saying that I'm not allowed to put links in your chat. Is more than likely what's going on.
Mean old YouTube. Oh, there it is. You got the at Working Dragon Mystic, so that should get you to my Instagram.
I put a space in there just so the algorithm didn't kick it off. So if it looks weird, make sure you have at blah 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 blah.
And when you go to the videos on the channel, in the description box, I have most of them, if not all of them, listed there. So there's a business page on Facebook, and there's a private group on Facebook. And I make sure all the updates, the videos, the going lives, and all that go to those. And I know the business page even lets you private message me directly from it. So, yeah. And you can message me on Instagram too, assuming the link works or the at thing there works. And Twitter. I also answer my Twitter account too. I do my best to answer questions in a timely manner. Okay, that just replayed.
And then for those of you on Twitter, it's there. Again, I put a space between the at symbol and the name just so you guys can find it. He's kind of active on there, not as much as he is on the Facebook group and here.
Yeah, if I forget to update something, I won't lie, it'll be Twitter. That's the one I usually forget.
You also don't update your Instagram quite as much, other than when you're going live.
I think I put the videos up there.
Do you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I feel like there might be some fibbing there.
I think I have missed it once before, but I'm usually pretty good about it because I actually use one of my friend's Facebook accounts to get the thumbnails so that I can to my phone.
Aww.
And I do it because it bugs the piss out of her. So 2 or 3 times a week she just gets random messages from me that mean nothing. Yes, actually that is one that is currently being outlined. It is one I've taught one-on-one in private before, but as far as the video class, we are outlining exactly how we want to lay that out and whether it'll be a single class or multiple class. Because like my rune class, the class I teach on just runes is massive. So yeah, we're trying to figure out the logistics on how to do that one, but it is in the works. I know a lot of people have interest in it. I know Ani, for one, is definitely interested in the rune class, if not the full Norse class. So yeah, it's in the works. It is coming. I do not have an ETA because right now the classes that are, let's say, viewer pushed are evocation. I'm sure everyone's aware that the dragon magic classes are definitely a big push right now. The Norse class. And it seems like there's one more and I don't have my piece of paper with me. Hold on, maybe it's in here. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Someone asked about a Clifothic class at one point. It's something I want to do, but that one's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Will asks, do dragons have specific runic language?
Not that I've actually encountered. I've been asked this a lot, and there are a lot of draconic rune alphabets out there. Dragons love symbols as much as they love vibrational energy. So they will work with any alphabet or symbol system. And every time I encounter one of those alphabets, I actually usually do an evocation ritual where I'll go to the 9 rulers and I ask them about it because I'm curious. I can't stand not to know something. And I have not found one yet that they will not work with, and they usually find them interesting. The funniest one I found, honestly, I didn't know where it originated from at first, but it looked like it was actually carved with a claw, so it looked really, really neat. And they adored it. And I now know that apparently it comes from D&D at some point. So they will take symbols and languages and they will utilize them. But as far as having their singular language, no. And the reason for that, because like I said, I have to know things. So their language is not fully based on symbols. Their full draconic language, if you want to call it that, it's based on energetic output. It's based on emotional output. It's based on the way they actually twitch their muscles, move their scales, pose their tails and wings, even their facial expressions. All this goes together to communicate like one thing. And that's before you ever get to vocalization. So what they would consider language goes well beyond what we can comprehend. Oh yeah, they enjoy hieroglyphics. They really do. If you start doing any journey work and visiting the Draconic Realm or the Elemental Temple, which is something we will be talking about in the 101 class, you will see hieroglyphics right alongside like the Dragon's Eye seal back here. You'll see them everywhere. They really love them. I think we better save questions for next week or Friday's stream. Because I know my viewers, they will totally keep me talking.
And we know you won't stop talking.
No, I love it. I love my work too much. I'm a workaholic.
This is factual. All right, friends and fam. It's been fun. It's been great. And it's been some great fun. And I can't wait to get back on here and chat with you guys again. We'll see you on Friday. We'll see you in Discord. We'll see you on every single other outlet that we have.
Thank you, Mathis. I appreciate the compliment. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you, Will, for joining us. Thank you guys so much. I'm the Linda of Linda in a Box or Caffeine and Chaos from Twitch. That handsome dude is the one, the only, working dragon mystic himself, Drake. So we'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.
Take it easy, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.